I think you sent me another one about the dot 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 in texting or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing to remember because they will interpret things differently than we do.
Oh yeah.
So when we sent, because my mom just sent me a text yesterday and all it said was "I love you," and it didn't even occur to me like, oh no, my mom's at a school shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, she was thinking of me. That's nice. I just said "love you too," and that was it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing that with my kids, I probably got to remember, hey, everything's cool. Just wanted to let you know I love you, whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're
like
not.
if I send a text to my youngest, and sometimes I use all caps because I'm like, I'm excited about something. I get back, quit yelling at me, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
oh, okay, so I guess that's yelling.
Yeah. All caps is yelling. Yeah, it's true.
I found that out.
Boomer.
I'm a dad, baby.
Hey, it's Better Off Dad with Paul and Steve. Paul found a few dad talk videos to try to cheer me up, which it worked. There's a lot of laughing today. Unfortunately, I did go off on a few leftist rants, but we figure the more of these we do, the less I will feel the need to go on a leftist rant. So if you like them, subscribe, do all the YouTube things Paul's going to tell you how to do, but just comment, tell us if you like
Yeah,
this, and we'll do more of them.
yeah, yeah. Like Steve said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and don't forget to hit that little bell icon so you don't miss a single video.
Serious generational curse are you breaking?
Man, you're doing a great job holding that flashlight. I couldn't have held it myself, so I'm glad you're helping. Thank
Nice. That is a good
Dude.
one to pick too, because I was always the gopher. And I
Yep.
was always and I always got cussed out as part of it.
You know that scene in Christmas Story where why don't you go, help your father, and he has to that was me. It was a death sentence to be
Yes.
sent out to help your dad probably needs some help. In other word translation, I want you out of the house.
I want you out of the house and I want you to pick up some more childhood trauma.
What unserious generational curse are you breaking?
Coming in at number 1, we got McDonald's money and we is not eating at the house. I'm not even gonna hold you like we got food at the house because I've been working all day. I can't possibly be expected to prepare a meal. Please get in the car. Our order's about to be ready. Let's roll. Number 2, if it's
Okay, first. Yes. I'm gonna hold you. I just learned what that meant like a month ago or something. It just means this is no lie.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you we have food at home.
Yeah.
Because it's something I gotta make.
When my kids were small and we used to have to, we'd be out and about, dude, there was $20 in my wallet because by the time we got home, who the hell wants to cook? So,
exactly.
and how much are nuggets really?
Right. It's been pretty expensive now. Like for a family of 4, it's between $30 and $40 these days. So it's like
oh yeah,
$9, $10, $11 for each person.
I heard an unfunny joke the other day where this dude was like, it costs $40 every time you leave the house.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you're doing, it costs $40.
True.
it's hot, we turn it on the air. If it's cold, we turn it on the heat. Baby, I will change that thermometer 15 times in a day because I'm going to be comfortable in this house I pay bills in. Okay. Coming in at number 3, you can have any snacks you want. I'm not fighting with you about snacks, nor what time you're going to have snacks. That's crazy. I'm already fighting for my life, trying to get this 3-year-old to eat something besides nuggets and Alfredo pasta. I'm talking 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 8 p.m. Do you want a popsicle? Because this is literally your dose of fruit today.
I'm with her on every single one of those.
I'm telling you, she hit the nail every single time.
Yes.
That air conditioning heat thing drives me insane.
Yeah.
I mean, growing up, we had I&M, which is a drop in the bucket compared to NIPSCO, but somehow, and our heat was wood, so I never understood that.
Turn up the heat just means
But my shit,
throw another log that I helped you chop up. Throw another log in there.
it means I had to go down in the basement. So I'll do it. You know, if I got to do the work, I want to turn the heat up a little bit.
Yeah.
My son messes with the thermostat, and I don't even bat an eye. I'm just like, you know, make sure you don't make it too cold, and you know.
I mean, if you do the math, you know, it's a
Mhm.
few dollars, right? And
Yeah.
somebody might say, yeah, but a few dollars a day adds up to, you know, $60 a month. And it's like, no. It's not a few dollars every day because they don't do it every day, right? And
Yeah.
you know what impacts you know what it is? It's that old like you got to make sure it's the America. It's this individual like
Mm.
it's not the oil companies who are basically screwing everybody over by charging as much as they possibly can. It's not the power industry's fault that your heat bill is so high. It's your little kids' fault that your heat bill because they wanted to turn it up by 1 degree because they were too
Yes.
cold to do their homework, right? That's what
Their
that
lips were
is.
blue.
Yeah. That's all that is. It's a repeat. It's like the well, you know, housing prices are really high. Well, maybe if you ate less avocado toast and had fewer lattes, it's always constantly trying to put the onus back on the worker, back on the individual, as
Yeah.
opposed to where it belongs, which is with the corporations who are there to maximize their profit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Corporations spend real money creating these smear campaigns. They
Yeah.
spent real money trying to convince us that the litter was the problem and we needed to pick it up, and that recycling was the problem and we
Yep.
needed to do it. Not them.
Yep.
Nope. They spent millions and millions of dollars coming up with this highly effective campaign, and it
Turn
trickles
your
into everything.
well, so ask yourself that okay, now we're off on leftist dad podcast, right? But this
That's
is
why we're here.
if you're on the fence about this, right? And I know we have listeners who are because you guys have written in before into our mailbag.
Mhm.
It's a question we've all asked, right? Why would the power company, why would the utility company, we have it's called AES, similar to NIPSCO or whatever. Why would they be sending me why would they spend money to send me a letter to tell me to turn my thermostat down in the winter to save a few bucks, right? They're in the business of selling energy, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Why would they send me a letter telling me how to spend less on energy? Like, and I'll let y'all
Yeah.
think about that for a second. Why would they do that? Well, here are your options. Here's what they tell you. Here's the ostensible reason. They're like, well, because we care about the environment. And so the less gas you use, the less pollution there is, and all this stuff. When did you ever hear a corporation care about that? When did a
Yeah.
CEO ever get up there and be like, we really need to save the environment? No, they fight tooth and nail and they lobby and buy politicians to keep us from going to cleaner sources of energy so that they can keep selling oil and gas, right? So that
Yeah.
reason doesn't make any sense. The only possible explanation is what Paul just said, which is it's their marketing campaign to say, if you want to save money, if you want to spend less on heating, you have to turn your thermostat down, as opposed to tell your politicians to not let these corporations continue to rake us over the coals.
Right.
No pun intended. So there you go. The minute you said that, I was like, I hadn't even thought about that until just now when you said that. Like, they spend millions, billions of dollars on marketing campaigns to make sure we think it's our job and and it's not them ruining the environment.
Yeah. It's our fault.
No, I'm mad. All right.
Good.
What's the other thing? Oh, the snacks and things. Like, I think we've said this before. You know, you got to think of things in terms of like risk, reward, and priority order. Like, is it good for a kid to eat a popsicle and call that their fruit for the day and say, well, at least it's calories? No, not in the grand scheme of things. But if you've solved all of the, like, you've got a list of things you need to make sure you're covering for your kids, right? Call them issues, call them problems, call them challenges, whatever makes you feel good. Making sure that they're eating exactly right all the time is down here somewhere. compared to all these. So if you get all these solved up here, yeah, sure, put them on a vegan diet. I don't
Yeah.
care,
Yeah.
put them on some sort of, but if you can do it in such a way that doesn't associate shame with food, don't,
Yeah.
that's what ends up happening is when you're so busy with all of these and you think you got to take care of the eating right one as well, you go to the least common denominator and just try to shame them into eating properly. And now you've created a lifelong association of shame with food. So all right, a luxury jewelry company owner worth $7.5 billion says that his fear of the poor rising up keeps him awake at night. All right. Yeah, I've seen this headline. So I come ready with thoughts. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Talking about his fear of poor people rising keeps him up at night. I hope the people that work for him see this, and when they see him the next time, they go, because what is he talking about? You see that fat, out of shape billionaire anywhere, you fucking chase him. You chase him for the 3 seconds that he can run, and you chase him, and he's gonna fall down and go, please don't hurt me, you're poor. You're gonna go, ah!
Oh, God.
What are they so afraid of, man?
Jason, for
They're
the 3
literally that
seconds.
bad.
Chase him for the 3 seconds. He's gonna fall down. Oh, man,
If I ever
would
run
kill me.
across a billionaire, I'm chasing him.
That would kill me, man.
I know. I was in tears when I first saw it.
Oh my God. All right. I wanted to bring the headline back up because I've seen
Sure.
this one
Uh-huh.
and I went, did a little more research on it. This headline is from The Independent from 2015.
Oh, Jesus.
This guy's name is, I forget his name. It's something Johan or Johan something. He's from South Africa.
He looks like a
2015.
Johan.
Yeah. 2015, 8 years ago, right? He is now
Mhm.
worth $11.9 billion. So the man is now somehow increased the hoard that he's having trouble sleeping on at night by
Like Scrooge
$4.5
McDuck.
billion, right? So
Yeah.
he's like Smog, he's like a dragon, like sitting on his big hoard of money, having trouble sleeping on it. But maybe it's because it's lumpy, because it's got those crowns and jewels and things in it. And it's kind of lumpy. But so in 2015, he's like, this keeps me awake at night. But you didn't do anything about it. The only thing you did about it was collect another $4.5 billion over the last 8 years. You could have taken $500 million a year, and that would have still left you with $500 million. You could have kept $500 million of it, and you still would have had your you could be worth $8 billion now if you had taken $500 million of each of the last 8 years and done something with it to fix the problem that you're worried about. And some people might go, well, maybe he did. Maybe he spent that money, and maybe now he'd be worth $20 billion. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. How many lifetimes would it take to spend $11.9 billion? Right? He should be using most of that to fix the problem. And oh, by the way, don't think of billionaires like millionaires, right? I'm not saying you have to like millionaires. I've met millionaires. They're generally decent people, right? They're not very many of them are leftist, but they're generally decent people that want to do the right thing and help and whatever. And a lot of them worked hard. Most of them made their, were born on second base, and they don't realize privilege and all that stuff. But okay, they're not horrible people. It's not like they're causing systemic exploitation of labor or systemic exploitation of people. To get to a billion, you can't get to a billion without doing something horrible and evil. You just can't.
Right.
Either hollowing
100%.
out, cities, like Jeff Bezos has done, hollowing out the downtown, eliminating jobs like GE, Jack Welch, hero of the billionaire class, like he did, and this guy, I don't know what he did, but he sells luxury brands. Who needs it? There's child labor in there somewhere, I guarantee it.
Oh, no doubt.
and probably, child labor at mines that are killing people.
Mm-hmm.
So I have zero sympathy and I want to do what she did.
I just want to chase one down the street.
It killed me. See how unfunny I've become.
Dude, it's a hard world to be human. It's a hard world to be funny. And I'm not saying it like, conservative, comedians will say. It's just a hard world to find humor in.
All my life, I've heard old people talk about how they're piddling, but nobody told me how fun this shit is. Like, I love nothing more than to piddle around my house and piddle around my little garden. What are you doing, Caitlin? I'm just piddling. I'm piddling, and I love it.
Piddling. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know it. Piddling is...
Piddling is basically the same thing as fiddling, as putzing,
Okay.
Just kind of like tinkering. Yeah. My grandpa used to say piddling all the time.
I'm just trying to
Piddling's
remember.
great.
Maybe that's a Midwestern old person thing. 'Cause I'm just trying to remember piddling. Piddling. Do we use that? I bet we do. Next time I hear the word piddling, I'm going to go, there it is.
You're gonna hear it all the time now.
Yeah, sure.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because the algorithm's listening.
Well, and when I said earlier, it's a hard world to find humor in.
Yeah.
All we got is piddling. All we got is piddling.
That sounds like a song by Crosby,
By
Stills,
Kansas.
Or Kansas, yeah. All we got is piddling.
I'm at the office, and my daughter, who's going to be 14 in August, is at home by herself today. And so I just texted her from my desk and was like, I love you. That's it. And then I got up to go take care of something. I came back and I had 2 missed text messages saying, are you okay? And proceeded by, I didn't even see because she was calling me. And I answered the phone and she said, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, that's not a message you can just send. And I was like, what? I just said I love you. I thought about you. You're home alone. And she goes, that's what you send when you're in trouble, like a school shooting. That's literally, she said, that's the message you send when something's wrong, like a school shooting. I couldn't text my daughter in the middle of the afternoon and tell her I love her because she thought I was in danger because I'm an hour away from home. Fuck this shit.
She just got a text from her daughter. That's what that sound was.
And it's true.
And it said, I love you.
Yeah. It's like, oh
Shit.
shit.
Yeah. So I laugh at the shit that's not supposed to be funny. Sorry.
Well, no, see, my thing is my TikTok is full of funny stuff because, again, I like to laugh and that's all we can do. And then you get a bomb like that. And I'm like, this is the world we live in, because I was talking to my youngest and they're like, yeah, you can't do that. That's what people do. And I'm like,
yeah,
this is the world we live in now.
It is. And man, I'm so divided on that whole thing. I remember when they first started doing the active shooter drills at my kid's school. I was so confused because I was like, aren't a lot of the and maybe they're not anymore. A lot of the shooters, it used to be Dylan and Klebold, Columbine. It was students at the school.
Yeah. The call is coming from inside the house.
Exactly. Right. So I was like, so what good do these active shooter drills do? You're basically just teaching the next shooter, we're going to be over here, if you need to find us.
Yeah.
That was the first thought I had. The second thought I had was what's the risk reward, right? How many school shootings are there? I know there's too many. One's too many. Versus the generational trauma. It's like the duck and cover thing, right? I mean,
that's what I was going to equate it to. Yes.
What good does it do you to duck and cover anyway? and it's doing a lot of harm, just causing trauma, right? For us, it was tornado drills. Put a book over your head, right?
Yeah.
Which didn't cause trauma because it was just kind of fun, right? And
Yeah, you got us out of class.
yeah.
The trauma came later on when we realized the futility of it, and they were just
Yeah.
lining us up so it'd be easier to find.
It's not that the wind is blowing, it's what the wind is blowing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's a good lesson though. You know, we've been, I think you sent me another one about the ... in texting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing to remember because they will interpret things differently than we do.
Oh yeah.
So when we sent, because my mom just sent me a text yesterday and all it said was "I love you," and it didn't even occur to me like, oh no, my mom's at a school shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh, she was thinking of me. That's nice. I just said, love you too. And that was it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm doing that with my kids, I probably got to remember, hey, everything's cool. Just wanted to let you know I love you or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, like
not,
if I send a text to my youngest, and sometimes I use all caps because I'm like, you know, I'm excited about something. I get back, quit yelling at me. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's yelling.
Yeah. All caps is yelling. Yeah, it's true.
I found that out.
Boomer. But you're like, well, maybe I'm yelling because I'm excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the world we live in. And politicians have chosen not to do anything about it. That's the decision. And I include Democrats in that too.
Big time.
People, I mean, we pick on Republicans a lot on this show because they just actively are out there, like, you know, doing evil.
They're not making no bones about it.
Right. But the Democrats aren't doing anything, right?
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, we need common sense gun legislation. Well, aren't you the guys in charge? So do that.
I'll never understand that.
Like you're in charge. Get that done. Well, you got to work with the
gun
across the
legislation
aisle.
is the thoughts and prayers of Democrats.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds only dads can hear. I didn't know that last one. To be honest with you.
Easy Lover by Phil Collins.
I was waiting. I was waiting for a.
Maybe I'll make one. My oldest has a Spotify playlist called Thanks Dad, and it's basically all the dad rock that I've played over the years.
All the earworms from the dad rock.
Yep.
I gotta hear that again. Hang on. Yeah, it's that last one. I just can't get that last one in my head. Phil Collins.
Easy Lover by Phil Collins. I think he does a duet with somebody in that, but I can't think of who it is off the top of my head.
Yeah, so mine would be, if I made one, it would have LaGrange. It would have Loser by Beck. It would have
yes.
Seven Nation Army. It would have I'm just trying to think of all the things I used to. Oh, it would have E-Pro by Beck.
Oh,
I guess I should say, if my kids were to make one, you know, that's like, you know, about me. Those are kind of the songs they would include.
You should have your kids make one, and then we'll go over it on the air. We'll make an episode because I guarantee mine is different than yours. Even though mine does include like some of the classic dad rock songs, like China Grove or whatever the hell that was, or What's Going On. But it definitely has a lot of alternative 80s music in it. But you still, no matter how far I distance myself from like literally every song on that TikTok.
Yeah.
If I hear it in a grocery store, it's like, you know, you instantly go in the dad mode, you know.
Oh yeah. I for sure. Like every one of those, like as soon as they started playing, I'm like,
Like, man, if I'm in the grocery store, like I'm over at Kroger, you know, and like Salt and Pepper comes on, Atticus gets so embarrassed he has to walk away. Or if they'll play like the Ramones' Blitzkrieg Bop, and I'm like,
sorry.
That's fine.
Hey, oh, let's go.
I mean, I'm like, rubbing is racing, man. I'm trying to get my stuff. I have 2 minutes to do this.
That's great. Yeah, we'll be riding in the car with my son's friends, and like they'll be playing music, and I'll be singing along with it. And and Eli would be like, "So you see why I have the musical taste I have?"
Yeah.
Like, your dad knows this song? Yeah, he's the one who introduced me to this song.
My back when Arlo was in like 9th grade, she come home from school and she said that a bunch of the kids were sitting around this is a total dad win, but we were all sitting around the lunch table, and somebody was arguing about something, and the other kid goes, "Well," and I immediately went, "Well's a hole in the ground. Thanks, Dad."
Nice.
You're welcome.
Well, this has been fun. I think we should do more of these.
Okay.
And I will make this promise to our listeners, our viewers. If we do more of the more of these we do, the less I will fall off the deep end and go into my leftist politics rants. Because, once in a while, you just got to kick back and just kind of enjoy life a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe you don't need me screaming in your ear about your billionaires and politicians.
Now,
So
admittedly,
I
I curated this on purpose to elicit certain responses out of you. But yeah, I could go total lunacy, and we could have us a time.
I think it's fun, and I think our listeners may enjoy it if you do the things down there. If you enjoyed that, so other than that, we're just a couple of dads being better off dad, trying to do the right thing when things are hard, and it shouldn't be this hard.